I'm on standby. And we're live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Morning to everybody. Welcome to Food Serve. Food Serve Solution is obviously one of our major sponsors. Welcome to the first Global Pizza Challenge. Let's call it training, visual. Okay, not a problem. Here we are. Now I've got two cameras. I don't know where to look, but no, not a problem. Okay, so I'm going to give you a very, very short history on pizzas. Who knows where pizzas come from? Nobody? Okay. They actually don't come from Italy, but it's okay. And I know that my friend Fortunato is going to get very upset with me, but the pizza actually first originated from the States. Okay, they just didn't know what to do with it. It was basically just a flat bread with something on top. But then the first official type pizza, okay, goes back to 997 BC, okay, where, sorry, not BC, after 997, okay, but also in some regions of Italy, okay. But the first official recorded, okay, what we call now the modern pizza, actually did come from Naples, okay. In 1889 was the first real modern pizza as we know it today. So this is how long this has been going on. Pizza was, as I said, originally started as just a bread dough, okay, and has evolved over the years in terms of what the dough has been used to do for, or has been used for. So that's really a quick history of what and where the pizza comes from. Okay, so it's not really something that suddenly appeared in one of the Pick and Pay or Checker stores. Okay, there is a real history, and yes, there is a real fight about who did the first pizzas. But just remember, 1889 in Naples was the first modern pizza. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pass on the mic to Rico, okay, who's actually going to tell you why the pizza is so popular in South Africa. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Food Serve Solutions. The popularity of pizza. Can I just get what's Four Seasons? Martin, what's your favorite? Pepperoni. Who else? Nix, what is your favorite? Mexicana. Okay, in that, I've asked 4 people different questions, and they all have come up with a different favorite that they've got. So the popularity lies exactly in that. It is simple. It is, what's the word? You can make a variety of it, of toppings, and each one has their favorite. And then the popularity of pizza is not just popular in South Africa, but all over the world, with literally thousands of different toppings. We've got people over here doing gluten-free pizza, and I had a taste. It is fantastic. My colleague over there, Philippe, scrounged at my pineapple that I've chopped up. But it sells. It is delicious. It is tasty. So I think when it comes to popularity, it's something that is very personal to each and every one of us. I think the varieties that's out there, we've got artisan pizzas, we've got commercial pizzas. The list is endless, from very, very simple to very elaborate. I know there's a hotel in Monaco that sells a pizza for $2,500 US. Can you imagine? It's got caviar, it's got leaf, gold leaf on it, it's got wagyu on it. So yes, the possibilities with pizza is literally endless. So now I'm going to hand over to Chef Jeff, and he's going to elaborate on the different types of pizzas. Thank you very much, everyone.
but at this speed, Rico, we're going to be finished by 11:30. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pizza, what we call the Pizza Challenge. It's our competition we organize every year. But what we're going to do today is obviously show you a little bit of how to work with the pizza dough, pizza base, pizza sauce, gluten-free, and the different machines. We're going to do one in a Rational machine. We're going to do one in a MediChef. We're going to do one what we call the Beast. What other name for that? The Lincoln. Sorry, the Lincoln. Thank you. Sorry, guys. So we're going to try and see and show to you how you do the pizzas, obviously in these kind of equipments, which is important, obviously, for food serve to do that. They are partnered in our competition. I'm quickly going to talk through the competition that we do every year. It's happening. Michelle, help me there. What date was it again? Of August. Hopefully we'll be doing it in the Dome on the food show. And if it's not happening on the food show, we'll do it again here with the cooperation from Food Serve. We'll do it again live streaming here. Like an ice cream. Okay. Up. Oh, sorry, he's telling me how to hold my ice cream. Like that? Thank you, Glenn. All right, so the pizza competition happens every year where people obviously try and make the best pizza in the country. We give you fantastic prizes, and the pizza ranges from the normal seafood pizza, meat pizza, gluten-free pizza, vegetarian pizza, all the categories. Thank you, Phil. We're launching now, and the main purpose of doing this pizza competition is to come up with new ideas. So last year we had unfair competition. We had a fantastic guy from Pretoria, Fortunato, from Forti's restaurant, and he came the last year, and you could have seen the faces of him and him. And where's your son? There. When they saw Forti doing his pizza, there was 2 whole lobsters on there, there was prawns on there was scallops on there was caviar on there. It was amazing. But it was a very expensive pizza, so it was not commercially viable. But having said that, he sold about 950 of these pizzas in his restaurants at, how much, Phil? Was it 750? 850 a pizza. So, depending obviously what your market share is, that's what you're going to do. Mostly pizzas range and selling prices from 60 Rand upwards to 175, depending where you go. Your profit margin on pizza is obviously very good if you make the right dough and the right toppings. So it's really, really viable to do. So we're looking for the best pizza maker in the country, and we're going to judge that on paper. Before everybody sends in the recipe, we'll check if the dough and the recipe and the sauce and everything makes sense. And then we judge, and we keep 30 people out of there. So those people, 30 people will come then here or at the show live cooking to make their pizzas and get judged by myself, Philippe, Martin Kobold, who is not with us. Is he online with us? No. Why not? Is he sleeping? Okay. He's playing golf. Sorry. All right, Philippe, carry on. The specifications for the pizza, obviously, a pizza has to have what? What does a pizza have to have? Ingredients: flour, liquid, oil, water, yeast, salt or sugar. Okay, that's the basic ingredients where you start from. The pizza's flour is obviously very critical to when you make your pizza. The finer your flour is, the better your product is going to be. South Africa, most of the pizza are getting made with normal cake flour. In Italy, they use doppio zero. Everybody knows doppio zero. Yeah, that obviously gives you a much thinner crust and a more crunchier pizza. Although you can also work very well with normal flour, with yeast. Let it ferment for a couple of days, as we've done now with these ones here, and they also come quite nice and crusty out. So, if you don't have doppio zero price, you can do it still with normal flour. Yeah, Phil? The choice of ingredients that you can put on top, obviously you can't over put something. I mean, if you put too many ingredients on a pizza, first of all, it's going to be soggy. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be able to lift it and put it in the pizza oven. So we ask all the competitors to be sparingly with the things that you put on top. Obviously, first, a little bit of olive oil, your base, your tomato base, whichever way you want to make it. That's your secret recipe. And then obviously the topping, where we ask to start with cheese first, sparingly with the cheese, and then your variety of toppings that you want to put on top. Okay. Obviously, when you make the pizza, you can either use a machine to make the dough. You can use your hands to make the dough. And it's also very nice, obviously, when you hand stretch your pizza, your dough will become much more fluffier. Yeah, is that the right say? Yeah? Lighter. You'll have more air inside as you would roll it. You roll this one, sir? Also, you rolled it with the pin roll. So there's a big difference when you do it just by hand or by rolling. We also have commercially those pizza, what do you call it, these rollers, you sell them as well, huh? Those machines where they roll the dough in. A dough roller. You have, if you do 500 pizzas a day, I think you need one of those equipments to use it for. Okay, Phil? I can't read anymore. It's too small. That's just the rules and regulations. We can go through it. It's online, www.globalpizza.co.za. You can check there for your entry forms and anything. We hope everybody who's here will try and enter one of your employees or enter yourself. It's a quite good price. It's 25,000 rand, huh? Michelle? Winning? 25? 15. Oh, 15. And 10 for the vegetarian or something. Oh, well. Find some more sponsorship, guys. Okay, you can enter online, and then hopefully we'll see you there. Yeah, Phil? The rules can online. Okay, we are obviously, the judges are looking for the dough, the freshness of the dough when you bring your dough in, that it's really nice, it's stretched by hand, and it's evenly spread. I think you must put one in. I can taste it. Then obviously the judges are looking if your pizza is original, like yours yesterday. Even last year we had a purple one, isn't it? Very funny. Okay, basic sauce. Don't go overboard with the basic sauce. It's always tomato and something to it. The cheese, preferably mozzarella, good mozzarella, but any other cheese is applicable. The toppings, try and work as much with fresh ingredients as possible. And then don't make sure that nothing is overpowering. What you always want to do in the pizza is that your first bite, you must get the whole flavor sensation in your mouth. So that first bite must really have everything. And then you end up with a little crunch at the back of the crust. And usually what people do, they keep the crust to take home, isn't it? Most people do that. No, we'll take it home, it's for the dog. For them to nibble on in the car or at night. All right, that's, I think, everything, I feel. Yep, there's a website for reference. So please do promote and ask anybody who would like to enter. If you need any assistance, our contact details as well. You can always phone us or send us a mail. So listen, I want to enter, but I have a problem. I cannot do this or that. Today is actually the forum where you can do that, where we're going to bake all the pizzas in this equipment, but the competition will be done on the Lincoln. So it's for everybody the same. Okay. Any questions so far? No? You all look very hungry, that's all. Okay, you have to go back, yes. Okay. So I'm going to hand over to Vasu now. He's going to talk us through to some really specialty pizzas. Vasu?
So today I'm using the pure lamb products. In the oven I've got a smoked Russian lamb and bacon with some basil, and then I'm doing a chili Russian as well with the smoked bacon. So all these products are strictly halal, and with a bit of a chili twist in one of them. And I'm going to do a plain one without any chili in it. So that's going to go, who's going to?
We need to put this one
there.
Here.
So for the one that I'm going to put in the Mary Chef, are we going to use the? The one that's going to go into the Mary Chef is more for your commercial type operations, where it's a very quick cooking time. Rico, you can help me here. How many minutes
to take 2 minutes for your pizza in the Mary Chef. Your base will have to be park cooked, and that is specifically good for fast-moving environments, garages, shopping complexes, canteens, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so on this one I'm doing a spicy lamb, smoked spicy lamb sausage. So we got the 3 types of lamb products that we are gonna cook.
There we go.
I'll do a 4th one through the so-called beast, and I'll do a chicken, a smoked chicken sausage on that one. So we can, and as I said, all these products are halal.
So while Vasu is busy over there, in the Mary Chef, we've got 3 different technologies that it makes use of. The first one is impingement, the second is convection, and the third is microwave. So a pizza the size that Vasu is preparing now will generally take about 2 minutes to prepare.
So the smoked chicken pizza, I'll put it through the beast. And I'm just going to add a bit of mushroom and basil onto the chicken pizza. And on the chicken pizza, I'm just going to put a bit of olive and mushroom and send it through the beast.
Pizza looks delicious, Vasu.
Is that the Mary Chef one? No, oh, that's the beast one. Anyone?
Sausages are they raw?
Smoked.
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 Okay, so Rico, how's it going? Tell me, it's Trevor, how's it guys? Nice to meet you. What do you guys think of the pizza? Is it good? Did it hold its shape? Was it nice and firm? Yeah? Good. What, chefs, if I had to just talk a bit about the equipment, the difference between cooking it in a Mary Chef and cooking in the Rational and cooking it through the Lincoln oven. What do you guys think is the best way to do a pizza, or is it concept driven?
I think it's dependent on the establishment.
Okay.
So if it's a large volume pizza place,
Yeah.
the Beast would work the best.
The Beast, the Lincoln oven.
Lincoln oven would work the best. If
Okay.
it's a quick turnaround, small commercial or canteen type operation, the Mary
Yeah.
Chef works the best.
Okay.
And that would be for a restaurant that does multi-purpose, has multi-purpose uses for an oven. So that would
Sure.
be ideal in that
Sure.
operation.
And then obviously I heard that the Mary Chef, the E1S, it doesn't need an extraction fan.
Yes.
So the nice thing about it and the benefits of this is that you can take the Mary Chef and put it in front of house operation. So for instance, a hotel, a front of house, the barman could run this in the bar. So after hours when the kitchen closes down, you can take this unit. Once it's pre-programmed, it's got icons. You would select the picture, touch it, put the pizza inside, and within, how long did it take? 2 minutes
2
30?
minutes.
2 minutes
2
30,
minutes.
out comes a pizza. So very versatile, very easy to use, a small footprint. Yeah, nice unit to have. Rationale, as Chef said, multifunctional, so you can put pizza inside there, you can do your toppings inside there. Sean, more about the oven? Rationale? Let's keep your business proposals. So, rationale, benefits of having a rationale in your kitchen.
Well, there's a couple of benefits to have. I mean, it is a combi steamer. It goes down to depending on the application that you want to do, but at least you'll know that by purchasing one of these, the applications are already built inside. So would it be from overnight cooking where you'll get a lot of better yield on your product and eliminating a lot of time through the day with, yeah, it's calling me already. So you can either do overnight cooks, saving you up to 3 or 4 hours of normal production time through your day. You could then turn it into what we've got over here, which is our production manager, and there you'd be able to cook multiple items at the same time. So you wouldn't have to just put one application or one cooking process for one application. You could do a full English breakfast inside of here, bacon, egg, sausage, mushrooms, tomatoes, and toast in all under 7 minutes. You could then swing it over into a grill application where you could set it up and have different grill items, ribs, steaks, sausages, whatever the case may be. So the applications are endless regarding or towards what your menu might be designed for. The nice thing about it is that you've got a full bakery option built inside. So from the pizzas that we're doing here today, from proving breads, from proving straight into baking, from doing different types of meringues and macarons and things like that. So again, different applications for different purposes. And then the nice thing about it is end of your shift, it will clean itself. You just put in a couple of tablets and go home, and by the time you come back in the morning, your oven's nice and clean. That answer your question there, Trev?
It does. Thanks, Sean. Now you can go back to your business proposal there with Philippe. Great.
Get all the
Chef,
stuff out of the way.
what did you make for us here?
So, oh, sorry, that's smoked chicken
Yeah.
with smoked chicken, olives, mushroom.
Okay. Looks really good. Really good. And your opinion, Chef, do you prefer a thin base or thick base?
Thin base.
Thin base.
Thin base.
Why?
I find the thick base a bit doughy and more like eating bread rather than a pizza.
Okay. Okay.
So
The audience, thin base, thick base. Thin base there. Thick. So we've got a mixture there, thin, thick. Yeah. Also, but that's you know what, guys, and everybody that's watching, the reason why pizza is so fun is because you can have fun with it and you can make it your way. So obviously today we will learn about your dough. We'll learn about the different cheeses. We've got cheese bro here. And hopefully we'll learn about the great different cheeses they supply. I heard a rumor, apparently a good quality mozzarella cheese. You can stretch for how many meters?
At the heat.
Yeah, okay, depending on the heat, you can stretch it. Where's Michelle? Michelle, how long did you guys stretch that mozzarella cheese? 12 meters. So they took a ball of mozzarella, hey, and they stretched it for 12 meters. So that just shows you what? It's good mozzarella. Okay, good. While they're busy there, would you like to talk about some cheese or not just yet?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Am I on?
Yeah, we can do
Well, I'm here with my esteemed colleague Dominique,
Yeah.
and I think Dominique, I'm mic'd.
Oh, you got a mic? Okay.
Yeah, I'm mic'd.
There we go.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. Can everybody hear us?
Hi, can you hear us?
My name is Mark. I am part of a team called the Cheese Bros. We are a group of what you want to call cheese specialists and specialists within our fields. Mozzarella, because we are doing mozzarella today. Mozzarella is probably one of the most fastest moving products in South Africa, and I'd take it around the world. Extremely easy to make. It's a product you can make today and eat tomorrow. You can even make it today and eat it today. From an industrial point of view, what Chef Vasu was using is more your industrial or your industrial produced product. So they make volumes of this line. You just receive your milk and your mozzarella comes out the other side. So the process is fairly simple. Goes into the pasteurizer, homogenizer. Anybody here know what a homogenizer is? Okay, homogenizer is a machine on an industrial scale, obviously with your smaller guys, it's on a small scale, that breaks down the butter fat in the milk. That needs to be skimmed. That will then be used for butter and mascarpone, etc. So the mozzarella will be what we call a whole milk mozzarella. Okay? And that is what we have here today that Chef Vasu was using. My colleague Paseka has been grating over there and making sure that there is enough. And that is from an industrial scale. Then we start talking about where does mozzarella come from and what is the best mozzarella. Anybody ever used a proper fior latte, a proper burrata ball, a proper Nordini, and those type of lines? Can you tell me which milk, I'm just asking, which milk that would be made of traditionally? Chef got it right, you said, ma'am? It's actually water buffalo, Italian water buffalo, predominantly from southern Italy, and they're always knee deep in water. So that type of thing, what they eat, their meadows would create such a great milk. And traditionally in Italy, as Chef Forti does, one of my greatest clients, he loves that type of product. He will only use the fior latte. They actually import to South Africa, I think weekly, and then they make their what we call fior latte. Very short shelf life. Why? Because it is raw milk. In Europe, raw milk is a standard, and in Europe, your Europeans do not like or enjoy pasteurized product because a lot of your flavors are lost within that process. Sure, there are certain rules and regulations to follow, but it's pretty common in Europe. That is the best pizza to use. Okay, your yields are better, more stretchability, right? And I'm under correction. I think the average pizza takes around 100 to 120 grams of industrial mozzarella. And this one you can go down to probably about 80% of that. And so your yields are better. Yes, it costs more, but the quality's there. Saints use it, and so does 14. There's a few other guys that use it. That's why their pizzas are expensive, but the quality's there. Then I want to get to what's new. So Dominic and I were chatting yesterday. We want to come up with, we want to compete with the industrial side of things, and set aside the Fiore Latte, because that is something that another chef, well, I don't know if Chef 40 is coming today, Chef Jeff? Because is Chef 40 not coming today? Okay, he would have used the buffalo. I could have brought something from now. So this is your industrial. That's more your industrial, and your yield on this type of product will be 10 liters of milk. This is the okay. So your yield on this will be 10 liters of milk to 1 kilo of cheese. What we've also done, because it's become so popular and the call is there, I've teamed up with a company called Irene's Free Dairy Cheese, or dairy-free cheese. Irene's is a little facility out in Stratham Park, and I just tried it out and put it on Facebook, and I had such great response. When I hand you over to Dominique now, we'll explain to you why. Together with that, they do a host of Italian vegan cheeses. Not only on the mozzarella sides, they do the provolone, they also do fetas, etc. That'll be available through the Cheese Bros within the next week or two. We're in the final phase of sorting that out, because this is obviously a product that we want to carry. This will be available in loaf, so you don't have to go with the pre-portions. And yeah, we've got a whole list, so watch out for that list. Dominic, I'm going to hand over to you. We have 2 different vegan mozzarellas here, okay? And then we have the industrial, okay? Your common day today, what you'd buy off the shelf, okay? Probably your lowest fat, because they've extracted all the butter fats, probably your lowest fat cheese that you can probably eat. That's as far as I can go with mozzarella. If there's any questions you want to ask me about cheese while Chef is busy making her pizzas, etc., then you're more than welcome to ask, and we can facilitate that. So I'm going to hand you over to Dominique, that handles, I'm going to let her explain her lines. Anything you need to know, any questions, please ask.
My teddy bear's come to rescue me. He knows I'm not very fond of camera.
Yeah, because she was told she can't swear, so there's no talking from her today. So Dominique owns a company called Strictly Gluten Free. Okay, they're the #1 gluten-free supplier of the product in the country, and one of the big things they do are pizza bases. That if you go to some of the big franchise companies, if you ask for a gluten-free pizza, they will supply you with one of Dominique's thing. We don't want to advertise too much, but who do you supply?
I've been asked not to tell.
Okay, you were asked not to tell. Perfect.
Could tell you, but we'd have to kill you.
Okay.
No, it's my teddy bear.
Okay. So here we've got four different pizzas, 4 different flavors, I would assume.
3 different flavors. We're going to do 1 as a focaccia, and then we're going to do 3 as plain margaritas, so that you can actually get to taste the different cheeses. We're going to be doing 3 different cheeses on the 3 different pizzas. We've got a cauliflower pizza, which is all of our products are gluten-free. Our facility is a celiac facility, so there is no wheat, rye, barley, oats, or anything like that on the premises at all. So we have the cauliflower pizza base, we have the pumpkin pizza base, and we have our gluten-free pizza base. The gluten-free itself is a high carb, but these 2 are low carb.
Okay, so here we've got, you said this is cauliflower.
Cauliflower is a focaccia, and then we're going to do margarita.
And what basis of?
Pumpkin, gluten-free.
Okay. So the big advantage also, can you freeze your pizza bases?
Yes, you can freeze them. It's best to keep them frozen, and you can just take them out. They thaw in seconds. It's quick.
Okay. And is the market, is it worse in terms?
The international market for gluten-free, you're looking at about 6% of the global population. live on a gluten-free diet. So it doesn't sound like much, but if you think of it as a global population, it's a lot of people. And more people are going vegan. All of our products are vegan already. So it's awesome to team up with Mark and try to do the vegan cheeses as well. We're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Okay, and in the and on the South African market, what's been the growth over the last, let's say, 2 years?
So I can say, looking at the franchises, we do about 15% of the turnover of a franchise pizzeria would be with a low-carb, gluten-free pizza base. The plain gluten-free is not quite as high. It's probably at about 5%, but the low-carb is sitting at about 15% of the pizza turnover. So it's very high.
Okay, so here I notice you didn't put any tomato on this one.
Because I'm doing a focaccia with some olive oil and some Jeff's special herb salt that my children can't live without.
Okay. St. Joseph's. Okay.
Another thing I can add is the cheeses that are available today are all bought through people that have proper and updated food service, food safety and health and safety documents, i.e. we don't buy from somebody that will make it in a backyard, for instance. As the consumers that buy from myself and Dominic, we would need to have that certification to say that this has been made under the strictest food safety and health and safety protocols.
So let's try.
Can I help you, Dominic?
These two we're going to put through the beef. I've got one for the
This is a
Russian.
vegan. It's for the vegan, eh?
Yeah, this is vegan. That's,
Which one do you want on the Russian on?
we're going to do this one through the Russian now. Yep.
So we are taking the pizza off the street, putting it directly on here. There's a griddle that is specifically made to mimic a pizza oven.
Okay, and the last one.
This one's going through the Mary Chef.
Mary Chef, literally one button push.
Now the question I was asking is that why are you putting the paper in with?
So it doesn't stick.
On the Teflon sheet on the Mary Chef.
Yeah.
Alright, you put it on here so that so that your product makes greater contact with your cooked plate, which will enable it to get nice and crispy.
I thought you just forgot to take the paper away.
That's something I would do,
He's
don't
the
worry.
blonde.
Okay, so how long does it take in the Mary Chef?
2 minutes, about. And I think they're all about 2 minutes actually. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Just halfway through, yeah?
Okay, the Lincoln, you can obviously, as you can see, there's the window in here. Okay.
The nice thing about the Lincoln is that if you want to just half cook the pizza, you can just put it in from halfway. You don't have to start from the other end.
Okay, let's get a couple of boards to slice your pizza up.
Okay, so just here a reminder, Mark.
Yes.
What cheese is this?
Chef, these are both vegan, 2 different suppliers. This is something I'm working on with a dairy in Johannesburg. A supplier in Johannesburg.
Perfect.
So this is pretty new, but I think it's going to work because it's been made properly. This is an established business. The mozzarella, you can buy them in loads on an industrial scale, and this is done through Irene's dairy-free cheese. Very health conscious. A lot of effort and finance has been put into that to make sure that the product is dinkum, 100% vegan, as well as I mentioned previously, food safety, health safety, all of that has been put in there.
Now, why would I have a difference in color?
The difference in color at the moment is this is nut-based, so you got your almond nut-based, and here we've got some different plant extracts that we've been using. It's going to give you, I'm actually excited, because this is the first time I've tried this, I'm actually excited to see which one I might prefer, but also hear from the audience, your audience, as to which one they would prefer.
So you're telling me there's no milk in any of these?
Zero milk in there. Everything is vegetarian, from the vegetarian stabilizers, you know, there is no dairy in there at all. And I've seen it on menus at certain restaurants, at certain pizza chains. And recently, it's just kicked off.
And this is a standard one?
That's what I like to call it your industrial, it's a commodity to us, we have to have it. A lot of people tend to, that might be a little bit more expensive than some of the Fiora Latte, but this, because they make it on large scale, and well, it will come in a bit cheaper. So dairy is obviously more freely available than your vegan and your buffalo. So that's not a problem. Some factories, the bigger companies out there would make vats of 250,000 to 300,000 liters a day. Then you revert back to your 10-to-1 ratio. And they've got contracts with your retail outlets, etc. I'm extremely excited about Irene's. Also excited about this new. Yes, of course.
So that people can see. So this was the commercial mozzarella, and this is the vegan mozzarella. That one.
That one.
Just so you can see that it does actually melt quite nicely.
Yeah, we had to have a look at the melting point as well. It had to match so that your owners or your chefs are not changing temperatures on a regular basis. It was a mission, but it's done.
Any questions at this point in time? Questions, queries, wonders? Okay.
What flavor is this?
They're all margaritas. We've just done plain so you can get the essence of the cheese and the pizza base.
Okay, so Vasso's got
Gluten.
no, but Vasso's got the commercial cheese.
The commercial cheese with the plain gluten-free base. And this is the cauliflower base with one type of mozzarella.
Is-
The bases can be kept frozen. 12 months.
12 months.
Yeah, it's got a very good shelf life as long as it's in the freezer. In the cold room or in the fridge, you can keep them for about a week.
In the freezer, if you have COVID, it stays for much longer.
Speaking from some experience there.
Can you ask Mrs. Rational to stop phoning?
Any questions about the cheeses or the pizza bases?
So how many do we have out there then, Dominic?
We've got 4 different bases.
Out there already. We don't
Yeah.
have anything else.
Everything's out.
Everything's out. Okay.
They're all out. If you want later, once we finish the broadcast, we can show you the different flavors of the pizzas are there. Also, the bigger one, and I'm talking of experience also, you don't have to use them. They're pizza bases, but also if you need to use them for other purposes, you can also. They do beautiful wraps. Yeah, so it's very nice, easy to use. They're all interleaved, so we don't have a problem on that side. Let me talk to you for 2 minutes about choosing what you put on your pizza. Okay. So I know that I got thrown out from much better places than here. So personal, this is a no-no.
Need some more.
It would go maybe on a dessert pizza, yes. you decided to make a dessert pizza, you could put, but otherwise, but the idea with the pizza, and Jeff said, is that less is more and less is better. The whole idea, and especially when it comes to the Global Pizza Challenge, we, as judges, we must be able to pick up the pizza slice in our hands and it doesn't have to fall, okay? And everybody's got that idea that the more you're going to put on the pizza, the better it's going to be, okay? Mustn't forget, pizza is a street food. Really, it's not a food that was designed for you to sit down, have a knife and fork, start eating. That's not really a pizza, okay? The proper pizza has got very little on it, but whatever is on it has to be flavorsome. So you need to be careful what goes in the center. Because obviously the minute you're going to start cutting the pizza, comes as a triangle, obviously the smaller part, if there's too much on it, it's going to start bending. So yes, as much as people like to play around, and when one of the 24-hour pizza places opened where you could choose whatever you wanted, I got a phone call one day from a friend of mine, also a chef, phoned me at like 12:15 at night. I thought I was going to have to get out and go and bail him out of jail, but it wasn't that. He just paid a hell of a lot of money for pizza because he just went and he said, oh yeah, I'll have that and that and that and that and that and that. And he lands up with a pie more than a pizza. So in terms of pizza, even for your shops or for your use, look at the ingredient that you put on and just put fewer ingredients, more spices, more flavor in your tomato base, for argument's sake. If you're going to do a tomato base, create your own tomato base, just put a little bit on it that you get the flavor out of it. Don't load the pizza to such an effect that it looks great, but I promise you, the people entering the competition, the first thing we're going to do once it's cut, we're going to pick it up. If it drops back on the board, however flavorsome it is, it's not going to be good. And a lot of people more and more now are eating pizzas in their cars. So they pick up the pizza, boom, they start driving home. As they start driving home, we open the box and we start eating there. Can you imagine if everything starts running down? Okay. Also, what it could do is it could bring your food costs down because you put less in it. Okay. So look at that when you do your pizza. Make sure that you have more flavors, like all the beautiful products we had here that Vasu bought, with all those flavors, sausages and bacon. I promise you, if you just put a few pieces on, the flavor will then go into the whole dish. And I think that's where you need to look, not only for the Global Pizza Challenge, but also for you to present to your customers. Okay, don't want you to paint something on it, but just put something which is, as I said, flavorsome. It looks nice on your plate, and it's easy to eat. Just think, and when you do trials in your shop or in your kitchen or whatever, just try. If you're going to do a new pizza, try. Make it, cut it, just take it up with your hands. And you're going to see if it's worth it, and if the client's not going to land up with it in the front of his shirt. Okay. Okay, so now I think Rico's going to make another few of them. Are we done on that side?
All right. So the pizza I'm going to make is a typical commercial Regina pizza. And I'm not sure where I need to point this, but what we've done is you've got a pizza screen, and that will just aid with the cooking and the shaping of your pizza from a commercial point. And what we've done is we've used this little gadget here called, what is it called? A docker. And yes. And why you do that is because you don't want your pizza to bubble up and create air pockets and that sort of thing. And now we're going to put a little bit Napolitana sauce and the rule here is a little bit goes a long way. Like Philippe said, you don't want to use too much. You literally just want the flavor to come through. And if you're going to go through the trouble of making your own Napolitana sauce or your own special pizza sauce, I think that could be a good point to make your signature in your sauce. So lots of people like different flavor profiles. So the one we've gone with is a very simple basil tomato sauce. But we've literally cooked it for about 3 hours simmering to really get that tomato flavor going. And this is also another topic for opinion. Do you put the cheese at the bottom or do you put the cheese on top? Personally, I like cheese on top. Chef Jeff, how do you like your pizza? All right. So the reason why I like cheese on top, so that it sticks makes everything stick together, and with cheese as well, a little bit goes a long way. So I don't like my pizza too cheesy. I think if you have a look there, it's literally just a tiny bit of ham, tiny bit of mushrooms, a little bit of thyme. I love thyme on pizza. It just brings out the flavor of all the ingredients that you've put on. So this we're going to put through the Lincoln, or the Beast as they call it. And while that's going through, we're going to make a bit of an artisan type pizza as well, where we're going to use some pancetta, a little bit of spinach, and a little bit of heirloom marinated tomatoes. Excuse me while I get my dough quickly. Where's that other dough? Oh, thank you. Okay, let's go. Okay, so for this pizza, I've gone the route of using a high hydration recipe. So that means your dough is going to be a lot more, a lot softer, and it's definitely going to create a few more bubbles, which is more reminiscent of a proper Italian pizza. So the toppings, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. As you can see, the dough is quite loose. So we're generously going to flour it, shape it by hand. Unfortunately, I'm not a pizza boffin that can spin it in the air and do all of those funny things. So we just want to get a rough, round shape. And this will be cooking in the rationale. So the rationale is set to a temperature of 280 degrees to almost mimic the effect of a stone fire pizza oven. We're going to flatten our dough out a little more. Put it on there. You can already hear the sizzle from this. And again, whoops, a little bit goes a long way. And the reason why we preheated these is so that the minute your pizza dough comes in contact with your grate, it already starts crisping up. Like Philippe said, nobody likes a soggy bottom pizza. Couple of beautiful tomatoes. Okay. Handful of fresh spinach. And we're going to pop this in the oven for about 5 minutes.
So, chef, I have a question. Why did you not dock that pizza?
Okay, so that is a more artisanal pizza. And like I said, we've got a higher hydration, which just means a lot more liquid in your pizza dough, which will make it stretchy, which will make it a bit more chewier than your commercial-based pizza.
So what you're saying is docking takes out the air bubbles.
The air bubbles, yes.
Okay. You don't dock it, you get that
Yes,
that rise.
definitely.
Okay.
What am I looking for?
So, Chef Jeff, anybody entering the competition? Cheese on top, cheese at the bottom. So, for those of you that didn't hear, the rules say at the bottom. Okay. How long was that cooked for, Chef?
It's roughly 5 minutes.
3 minutes 40 or 5 minutes? I think it's about 3 minutes 40, eh? On the oven.
Yes.
He didn't hear me. You can do that again. It's a question.
So, Chef Jeff, for those that are entering the
Pizza challenge.
pizza challenge,
It's a simple.
what do you recommend? Cheese on top or cheese at the bottom?
Everything's personal, but cheese at the bottom, then you can see your ingredients that you put on. Your customer needs to see what you put on. Otherwise, you put it underneath. You can put whatever you want there, and they won't even recognize
They
it.
won't see it.
So, but it's personal. Taste and color never discuss. So, yeah. But we judges will look at cheese at the bottom.
Cheese at the bottom. Okay.
Cheese at the
So
bottom
Rico
it
can't
is.
enter.
A lot of people and a lot of chefs that we've met in the industry like the cheese at the bottom. And like you said, I think it does. If it's a colorful pizza, it brings out the color. It pops.
It's
Yeah,
different.
it looks good. All right.
You can, yeah?
Would we enter with a calzone?
Yes, you can.
No. Okay.
Okay, this pizza's got
Great.
about a minute left, and as you can see, it's rising up quite nicely on the sides. It's got a good golden brown and a couple of dark spots, and that is all to do with the hydration of your dough that you've put in there. Chef Jeff, in the competition, what do you look for in the pizza dough itself?
Well, as Philippe explained earlier on, we're looking for a crispy base pizza so that easily you can hold your pizza. That's what we're looking for. And then obviously the moisture inside needs to be, like you said, the little bubbles and whatever will create a nice effect, and that we're looking for that.
Cool, perfect.
Another question from my side, Chef, is your base, tomato base.
Yes.
I know everybody here, when you make pizza at home, you get whole peeled tomatoes, pop it open, put some salt, pepper, whatever, and then slap that on there. Is that the right way to do it?
That's open to opinion. Our sauce, we've taken a traditional Napolitana, onions, garlic, basil, cooked it off for literally almost 3 hours. So you get a very good, intense tomato flavor. Yeah.
Okay. So is it a, what process, how long did you cook for?
3 hours.
3 hours. Okay.
3 hours at low, low heat.
And then Chef Jeff, does that make a difference?
It makes a difference, yes. But even your choice of tomatoes, you can use for pomodoro, fresh tomatoes. It's a big difference in the flavor of a tomato. The little cocktail tomatoes, the heirlooms, if you reduce these ones down, you have a different flavor. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you can always buy it in a tin, which most people do because it's really a laborious work to do at home.
Yeah.
But in commercial kitchens, we'll make it from scratch.
Okay. And when it comes to actually applying your tomato base, I've seen most of the chefs today, they've applied the base, but they haven't gone towards the edge of the pizza. Why is that?
You don't want your edges to be too dark or to burn too much, as you can see over there.
Okay.
And Yeah.
So what is that? The sugars in the tomato
Yes.
Crisp
that's
up.
caramelizing.
caramelizes the outside of the pizza.
Yes.
Okay. So that's also very important then. Obviously, if you're applying your base, don't go all the way to the edge of the pizza. Let that pizza rise up. So I don't know if you guys can see it rises up on the side like this, and the coloration you can actually see is beautiful.
Okay. So this is personally how I like my pizza. And I think that's the beauty of pizza. It is very personal. And I think there's a place for almost everything, or rather all flavors.
Almost.
Almost. All right. Can we pass this around, please? Thank you, Sergio. Yes.
Right. Okay, and then just a quick question on the equipment. You cooked it in the rationale at what temperature?
So we cooked it at 250 degrees.
Yeah.
And we left it at that. And obviously we've got the different grill grates that is dual purpose. So let me just have a turn around there. So on the other side you've got a grill grate, which is great for steak. So if you'd like a pizza with...
Okay, so these are
bread.
grill lines, eh?
Yes.
So you can slap a steak on there. It's going to give you the...
Sorry, it's very hot.
The grill lines. So it's going to give you the charred grilled on a steak, or
Yes.
chop, or fish, whatever it
Or
is.
even grilled bread if you like.
Do they have to be preheated?
For the best results, yes, but it doesn't always have to.
Okay.
You've got great heat efficiency in the rationale.
And that's obviously a half size you're using there.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
The Merry Chef. Any certain accessories you need with the Merry Chef?
Where's the... Okay.
You're looking for?
Okay, with the Merry Chef, we call it your pedal. This is a Teflon sheet, specifically if you're making things like pizza where you want direct contact with your cook plate. That'll just give you a nice toasting color. Then you've got other bits and bobs. If you want to poach eggs, fry eggs, make omelets. And then the most popular one, this is just to reheat, or you can even cook your burgers, crispy bacon, and that sort of thing in there.
So when you said you used the Teflon sheet, so this is the Teflon sheet, washable?
Yes,
just rinse it off?
washable, reusable.
Why did you say you put it into this plate? The plate is hot.
The oven works at about on 260 degrees, and that's with different kinds of heat, so it's a very high-speed oven. So the first type is normal convection, that spits air around. Then you've got impingement, so that's high-force air from the top of the oven that gives you a literally compressed air on your product. That is what helps it cook as fast. And the third is microwave, which will cook it from the inside out, and it's a high-speed microwave as well.
Okay, so that's 3 technologies all working in a convection oven, which is fantastic. So I think that's where you're getting your accelerated cooking from. So small cavity, small footprint, but high performance, am I right? And impingement, you mentioned that inside the Merry Chef. The Lincoln oven, impingement as well?
Yes, it has impingement as well. That helps brown your pizza a lot quicker than you would in any other oven. But also it's good for your commercial space where you need to run a whole lot of pizzas through all the time.
And then I think the stats for Lincoln oven was 35 pizzas an hour. So 35 large pizzas this size you can put through there in an hour. And that obviously depends on thick base, thin base. If you go thin base, you're probably going to double that. You're probably looking at about 50 to 60 pizzas an hour through the Lincoln oven. Lincoln oven is stackable, so you can take exactly what you see here. You can stack another one on top of it, and then you're going to get basically double the output. All right. Cleaning. When it comes to cleaning all of the equipment, how easy is it?
Okay, the Merry Chef is literally a 2-step. You need to cool it off first. It's got 2 different chemicals that is specifically made for it. It's an oven cleaner, it's an oven protector, and it's literally after it's cooled off a 5-minute job. And really the efficiency of the machine depends on how well you clean the machine. So it needs to be cleaned every single day for it to perform at its peak.
The beast, the Lincoln oven.
I'll let you explain that one.
So the Lincoln oven, obviously because it's a workhorse, there's not a lot of moving parts inside here. So what we talk about with the impingement, you've got fastback fingers. So you've got 4 fingers at the top, 4 fingers at the bottom. What that do, it blows air from the bottom and it blows air from the top. And that impingement is what you get, that superheated air coming through that gives you that fast cooking with the fastback fingers. So to clean it now is basically wait for it to cool down. You remove the front panel, take that panel off. You remove the fingers out of there, so the 4 at the top, the 4 at the bottom. The belt is also removable. And then it is basically using soap and water or your preferred chemical supplier, and that's how you would clean this. So it is a bit of a time-consuming process, but just remember that it's a workhorse. It's designed for putting out 400, 500 pizzas a day with ease. Rationale?
The easiest one to clean because it self-diagnoses its dirtiness. So you can choose whether, or rather it tells you the cleaning status of your machine. So currently it's sitting at 46, which would be a medium clean. And with the new one, you've got different cleaning programs. So you either have a super fast one where normally your medium clean would take about 3 hours, and now it will take you just under 2 hours for a medium clean, which is as it is now. And all you do is you pop in your relevant chemicals and you let it start cleaning.
Is it chemicals that, what chemicals do you put inside there?
You've got rationale specific chemicals. You've got an oven cleaner and you've got a rinser again.
Okay.
That is specific to the machine.
So those I think are like tablets.
Yes.
So you get a bucket of tablets, you pop your tablets into the unit, you hit the button, the oven starts to wash itself, and then you basically go home. When you come into work the next morning, the oven is clean. You basically take a damp cloth, you can just wipe off the excess if there is any excess. So that's really nice to have self-cleaning units, and it's all automated as well. Not only does it clean the cavity, but it also cleans the boiler system inside there. So it's got a steam generator. So you'll find some of our opposition, they do not have that. They will have a boiler without a steam generator. So this is 100% saturation that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
So the tablets descale those generators and those boilers at the same time. So really nice to have. All right.
Cool.
Are we doing some more pizzas?
A layered pizza.
A layered pizza.
Awesome.
We're going to try with the vegan mozzarella, but it's definitely not going to be a vegan pizza because we're going to try some of the halal meats on it. Okay, well, let's use the normal one then.
Can I give you this?
We're going to do a little competition just now. Philippe and Vas is going to do the pizza challenge after.
Okay, actually what we're going to do is we're going to Philip. Okay, Vasu versus Dominique. I'll just hold the microphone. No, that's worse. Okay, we got cheese. Yeah, we got spices. You want any? You want peppers or whatever? Want put long as we don't put that. Okay, so
What do you need?
a future smoky barbecue pitcher sprinkle. No.
Yeah, fine. We can do it. We have time. They're doing a little.
Okay. Okay, so Vasu's it. Okay. I think. Did you call Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to do almost like a quesadilla. Okay, so we're going to do pizza. We're going to do 3 pizzas, one on top of each other. No competition with any of the chains, but we're going to show you how maybe we can do 3 pizzas on one. Okay, You can do whatever you want. Okay. So, okay, so what base did you take?
This is the plain gluten-free. It's a thicker base, so we'll put it at the bottom so that it can hold with the weight a little bit better.
Okay.
Not too much tomato, otherwise it's going to be soggy.
Okay, why don't we then put chicken?
Start with the cheese first. Jim's going to smack my
Yeah, okay, cheese first.
Okay, so this is the vegan mozzarella. As I said, it's definitely not going to be a vegan pizza, but at least we can get the flavors out. Okay. What do you want to put next?
Smoked chicken. Smoked chicken.
Again, less is more. Okay. Put some baby spinach. Right, now we are going to go with a cauliflower base on top of that. Okay, please note for your pizzerias, you can't use the same equipment as we're doing here today for your gluten-free and for your wheat pizzas. You need to have separate of absolutely everything. You need a separate shovel, a separate roller, a separate cutter, a separate spoon, separate everything, so that there's no cross-contamination. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty pointless. What we have done is we've stuck with the halal theme because our pizza bases are halal as well. And we're using Vasu's halal meats, which we are going to put what next, Philippe?
I think a little bit of bacon would be nice.
I thought I was going to eat all of that. It's delicious. Okay, we don't want that on there. Ooh, I don't know where that came from. Okay.
A little bit of the magic salt.
That is magic salt. Thanks. I can literally say I don't leave home without it. Okay. And then we go on to our pumpkin base.
Want to try this one as the top one? Okay, so what we've done is that we've put the gluten-free pizza at the bottom. Okay, we put a little bit of the tomato on it, and then we put some chicken. Okay, on top we put the cauliflower base. Okay, and on that one we put the bacon, the lamb bacon, and then we've put the pumpkin one on top, and on that one we've got the spicy lamb sausage. Okay, so we went up instead of making two or three. So I think now we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, so we're going to put it through the Lincoln. Okay, and as it comes out, we'll finish the garnish when it comes out. Sorry, would you like some tomato? Okay, have some.
We would like some tomatoes. He steals everything.
I thought if I keep all the stuff, I'll win. But by default.
Vaso on this side is going to do 2 simple pizzas, one in the Rational and one in the Mary Chef, where we're going to use the Food Serve smoky pizza sprinkle, just for you to taste it. We also have a, I can't read that, Sriracha pizza sprinkle. Sriracha, Sriracha, and a chipotle. So that's basically pre-mixed spices done by you guys. So make your life a little bit easier and obviously create a different flavor of the pizza. We're going to do that here. I think we need to make 3 then, eh? Because otherwise we won't have the. How much of that spice, guys? According to my taste, but I'm selling it to the customer. Oh, okay. That's the idea. It's not okay. So it's actually a sprinkle you can put on the table, so they can sprinkle over the pizza. But we're going to put it on now just to have a taste. Okay. So just do.
See, the question always been that's quite good. How much spice do you put? It's always the problem when you cook for, besides your family and a couple of your friends or whatever. How do you know what the customer is going to want? So you need to be you need to make sure that on your menu or as you sell something that it's explained what goes on. Same thing with chili. Oh no, I like hot, hot, hot. You put hot, hot, hot. The guy says, I can't eat. It's too hot. So you need to be very careful in terms of your flavor profile. And you know in which area you open your stores or which customers you are dealing with, and that's where your flavor profile has to go. Yes, at the end of the day, you need to do something that you love, but you need to make sure that your customer will always appreciate. And it's always easier, as we were told now, to add after than it is to have to remove it because there's too much.
Yeah, so quite often what we do, we see people grinding black pepper on their pizza when it arrives at the table. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, good morning still. So quite often we find that guests in a restaurant would receive their pizza and go straight, reach for the black pepper grinder so they could grind some black pepper onto their pizza. So here we've added these pizza sprinkles to substitute the plain old black pepper solution. So it just gives the operator something a little unique, something a little different that not all pizza producers or pizza shops offer them. So that's the idea behind the pizza sprinkle.
Okay, so the pizza we've done on this side is slowly coming through, and we're starting to realize maybe it's going to need a second pass or maybe just a half a pass. So as soon as it arrives, we will assess if it needs a half a pass, we'll just open the window, stick it through the window, and we'll then take it from there.
Don't lift it up, huh? Whatever you do, don't lift it up.
So it seems to be nice and crispy, so we should be okay with one pass. Can we have a wooden board, please? Although I'll cut on the thing. One soup and okay. Now the dangerous part. Hello, Michelle. Smells quite nice, I might be honest.
On that, so obviously, guys, the Lincoln oven, we've set it to a temperature of 260 degrees, and it is running for about 3 minutes 40 seconds. So you fully can program that to whatever temperature you like for different products and different pizza bases. So for instance, your gluten-free base, if you wanted it slightly crispier, we would bump that temperature up and slow down the belt. So you're getting more impingements.
We're just worried about the 3 layers, the middle one cooking.
Correct.
Heat too high, otherwise the top's going to burn.
Oh, I'll be
So we were just a bit worried about the 3 layers. We didn't want the heat too high because the top will burn, the bottom will burn, and the middle won't cook. Rather let it go through at a bit of a lower temperature and try and get a bit more heat through each of the layers.
But the Lincoln has got heat top and bottom, eh?
Yes.
So it's heating from both sides.
Yep.
Same temperature, or can you decide, can you make one temperature lower than the other one? Or?
So what we do is the fingers that I was explaining, you can basically put a solder plate in between the fingers or on the fingers. So what you have is open, closed kind of effect. Or you can have them all open, so fully customizable. So you can, if you wanted more heat at the top, the same process. So you can interchange those fingers and move those fingers around to get the best cook possible. Yeah. Good. What's next, chefs? From Glenn.
The smoky barbecue flavored sprinkle.
Yeah.
With obviously the smoked lamb sausage, the bacon.
Okay. And I don't know if the audience, you guys tasted that smoked lamb, it was a smoked lamb sausage. Obviously, like the chefs were saying from the beginning, your topping and your spices that you put into these, into the toppings makes the world of difference. So that sausage, I tasted it just now. Beautiful, beautiful. Are there any questions from the audience? I know you were invited here, food serve customers, existing customers. Please feel free to ask any questions. How do you guys do pizzas currently? Anything? No? Not yet. There we go. Right. Okay. So one of our customers is asking about the rationale and the humidity inside the rationale. Is the rationale programmed with the humidity inside there? I almost can tell you yes. So if you want something to rise or while it's cooking, it's nice to have that steam injection inside there so you can get your pizza base to actually rise up and get nice and fluffy like this. So without humidity, there's another one. That's from the Mary Chef, and that's impingement, convection, and microwaves all working together, and that's from Rationale. Rationale. So to answer your question, so yes, you can adjust the humidity in the Rationale to whatever you like, 20%, 50%, no problem. The Mary Chef does not have humidity. That's is that it? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now, this is what we're looking for. When you come to Global Pizza Challenge, the pizza arrives, okay? You then present your pizza to the judges, and the first thing we'll do this. And once we do this, then we can continue. Then what we do, we check underneath if it's nice and crispy and cooked. Okay? Make sure, you see the thing also, if you don't overload it, then it will cook easier. Okay, so that's basically what we're looking for. Okay, we're going to do.
Okay, I'm going to do a comparison with the two different vegan cheeses so you can see the different melting of the cheese. Okay, so this is half and half. We're just going to do plain margarita. I just find it always gives you the best of what you're going to get because you can see the cheeses and how they've melted. Okay, Philippe?
Okay, so we're doing one here which is half-half, so we're just doing a plain margarita. We're going to put in the Mary Chef. We got the two types of cheeses. And like that we'll be able to see the melting point of each of them when they go together in the oven. Yes. Here, somebody's hungry. Sorry, sir. He's not going to take pictures of you. You're not going to be on the film. Okay, I'll just stand here for the picture. Is that okay? If you notice, you have to be under 1.6 meters to be able to work at food serve.
From all of us, thank you for being here. I hope you picked something up. I hope we interesting ideas with the new rationale, with the Mary Chef and with the Lincoln. And I hope to see you all, obviously, from the Global Pizza Challenge at the competition. And any more questions, we're here for you now. So enjoy. Thank you for being here. And thank you to FoodServe for having us to present our Global Pizza Challenge and for the cooperation we always get. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.